Welcome to the deep dive. Ever find yourself like needing information quick, but you want more than just a quick Google search?
Oh, yeah.
Today we're diving into RAG,
Okay.
Retrieval-Augmented Generation.
Sounds intense.
It's like giving AI a personal research assistant and fact-checker all in one.
Oh.
We've got Mesut analysis, advanced techniques for enhancing RAG systems, kind of guiding us today, along with some supporting articles from Wik.io, DeepSet, and even Amazon's machine learning blog.
That's quite the lineup.
It is. So let's unpack this. What exactly IAs are and what problem is it trying to solve?
Well, you know how large language models, or LLMs, are amazing at generating text?
Yeah.
Well, they sometimes have a tendency to, hallucinate.
Hallucinate.
Basically making things up.
Oh, wow.
Our RAG is designed to make these LLMs more reliable and accurate. It connects the LLM to a massive database of information so it can pull real-time facts and context.
So instead of just spitting out whatever it thinks, the LLM is actually backing up its claims with real information. That's got to be incredibly useful.
Incredibly useful. Imagine you're asking a chatbot a complex question about, let's say, a medical condition.
What?
With RAG, that chatbot could access the latest research and medical databases to give you a well-informed answer.
That's super helpful.
It could even cite its sources, just like a good researcher.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's seriously impressive. But how does it actually work? It sounds like giving an AI access to a giant library. How does it know where to even start looking?
Well, you're right. It is like a giant library.
Right.
The first step is to break down that huge amount of information into manageable chunks.
Okay.
Think of it like chapters in a book.
Okay.
This is called chunking.
Chunking. Okay. So are we talking about breaking like a whole textbook down into paragraphs?
Yeah.
Sentences? Even smaller?
It could be that granular, yeah.
Yeah.
One approach is to split texts into sentences, making sure each chunk is a size the AI model can handle. But for things like technical manuals or financial reports, it might make more sense to chunk by sections or headings.
That makes sense. You wouldn't want to rip a random sentence out of a legal document. You might miss crucial context.
Exactly.
So, okay, we've got our library. It's all organized into these manageable chunks. How does the AI actually find the right information when it needs it?
Right.
Is it just keyword searching?
It's much more sophisticated than simple keyword matching.
Okay.
We use things like metadata and embeddings.
Okay.
Metadata is basically extra information about each chunk, like the title, author, date, or even keywords.
Okay.
It's like a label that helps us categorize each piece of information.
So metadata is like the library's card catalog system.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned embeddings. What are those?
Think of embeddings like a fingerprint that uniquely identifies the meaning of a piece of text.
Okay.
It allows the AI to compare the meaning of a user's question with the meaning of each chunk and find the ones that are most semantically similar.
So the AI is using metadata and these fingerprint embeddings to search the library in a way that actually understands the meaning of the information.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can even combine different search techniques, keyword searching for specific terms, A&D semantic searching, using those embeddings to create a really powerful search engine for the AI.
Oh, wow. This is fascinating. It's like we're building a super-powered research assistant for the AI. But with so much information being analyzed, how do we make sure the AI doesn't get overwhelmed or choose the wrong information? It's like having a mountain of research papers. How do you pick the best ones?
Well, that's where techniques like re-ranking and iterative retrieval come into play.
Okay.
They act like filters to refine the search results even further.
Okay.
Re-ranking might prioritize results that are more relevant to the specific query or the overall context.
So it's making sure the AI isn't just grabbing the first thing it sees, but is actually being selective.
Exactly.
Okay.
And iterative retrieval is even cooler. It's like a feedback loop.
Okay.
The AI uses the initial search results to refine its search query and get even more relevant results.
So the AI is constantly learning and improving its search based on what it's finding.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's like having a research assistant who starts with a broad search and then narrows it down based on what they find, ultimately presenting you with the most relevant and accurate information.
This is all really impressive.
Yeah.
So we've covered how the AI finds the information, but what about that final step, the generation part?
Right.
How do we make sure the AI is using this information in a truthful and reliable way? It's one thing to find the right information, it's another to use it properly.
That's where prompt engineering becomes crucial.
Okay.
It's like giving the AI very specific instructions on how to use the information it retrieved.
Okay.
We can tell it to cite its sources, quote directly from the text, and avoid making any claims not directly supported by the evidence.
So we're training the AI to be a responsible researcher, making sure it's backing up its claims and giving credit where credit is due. It's like teaching good research habits. And there's some really interesting techniques we can use within prompt engineering. For example, we can encourage the AI to use chain of thought reasoning.
Oh, yeah.
Chain of thought reasoning. What's that?
It's where the AI actually lays out its thought process step by step, showing how it arrived at its conclusion.
So it's like being able to peek inside the AI's brain and see how it's thinking. That's amazing.
It is, and by making the AI's reasoning transparent, we can increase trust in its responses.
This is all mind-blowing stuff. But before we get too carried away, I want to bring things back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
What does this all mean for me, the everyday person? How does R impact my life?
Well, think of it like this. Our egg is paving the way for a future where AI can truly understand and interact with information in a human-like way.
Okay, yeah.
Imagine having a virtual assistant that can not only answer your questions, but also explain how it arrived at the answer, showing you the evidence it used.
So no more blind faith in what the AI is saying.
Exactly.
We'll actually be able to see where it's getting its information from and understand its reasoning.
It's about making AI more trustworthy, transparent, and truly helpful in our daily lives.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I can definitely get behind a future where AI is more transparent and reliable. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, there's something in Mazet-Falat's analysis I want to touch on.
Okay.
He talks about the importance of evaluating and continuously improving these RAG systems.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that? How do we make sure they're working as well as they should be?
That's a great question. Evaluating these systems is crucial. Traditional metrics like recall and precision help us measure how well the retrieval process is working, but we also need to assess the quality of the AI's responses.
So are we talking about having humans actually read and evaluate the AI's answers?
That's one approach, but it can be time-consuming and expensive.
Yeah.
Another interesting method is using synthetic data sets. Basically, test questions based on the information in our database.
Okay.
We can run these through the RAG system and see how well it performs.
So it's like giving the AI a pop quiz to see if it's really learned its stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
We can even use another AI to grade the answers and provide feedback.
Whoa. AI grading AI, that's pretty meta.
It is. It's not just about building these systems. It's about constantly testing and refining them to ensure they're performing at their best.
This has been an incredibly insightful discussion so far. We've learned about the core components of RAG systems, how they work, and why they're so important. But there's still so much more to explore.
Right.
In part 2 of our deep dive, we'll delve into some of the more advanced techniques and specialized variations of RAG. Get ready for some truly mind-bending stuff.
And that's where things get really interesting. We can start getting into some of the more advanced techniques that are pushing the boundaries of what RAG can do.
Okay. I'm all ears. What kind of advanced tricks are we talking about here?
Well, remember how we talked about using metadata to make search more precise?
Yeah.
Like using the product name field to ensure the AI is finding information on the right granola bar?
Yeah. It was like giving the AI a super specific filter to narrow down its search.
Exactly. Now imagine taking that a step further and creating something called composite embeddings.
Composite embeddings. That sounds intense. What are those?
It's like this. Instead of just creating an embedding from the text of a document, we can create embeddings for all sorts of things related to that document. Key phrases, entities, even potential questions someone might ask about it.
So we're giving the AI a much richer understanding of what each chunk of information is about, not just relying on the words themselves.
Precisely. We then combine these different embeddings, maybe giving more weight to the text embedding, a bit less to the key phrase embedding, and so on. This creates a super embedding that captures all these different aspects of the information.
It's like giving the AI multiple lenses to look through when searching, ensuring it finds the most relevant stuff.
You got it. And this is especially powerful when dealing with complex or specialized information, like technical documentation or scientific research. It's like giving the AI a crash course in the topic it's searching.
So composite embeddings are like giving the AI a PhD in the topic it's searching. That's amazing.
It is. And that brings us to another fascinating area, hybrid retrieval approaches.
Hybrid retrieval, does that mean we're mixing different search methods?
Exactly. Remember how we talked about keyword searching and semantic searching?
Yeah. Keyword searching for finding exact matches and semantic searching for understanding meaning and context.
Right. Hybrid retrieval combines both of these methods to get the best of both worlds.
It's like having a super sleuth AI that can follow both the literal clues, A and D, the subtle hints to find the right information.
Precisely. And there are different ways to implement this. You can combine the scores from keyword search and semantic search, giving different weights to each depending on the type of query. You can even use keyword search to filter the initial results from semantic search, ensuring you're only getting information that contains specific terms. There are a lot of possibilities.
Wow, this is getting seriously advanced. It sounds like we're building an AI detective that can crack even the toughest information cases.
I like that analogy. And speaking of detectives, one of the most important skills for any investigator is knowing how to ask the right questions.
Oh, I see where you're going with this query rewriting. We're talking about making sure the AI is asking the right questions to get the right information.
Exactly. Remember how we talked about how complex or ambiguous queries can confuse the AI? It's like giving someone vague directions. They might end up in the wrong place entirely.
Right. If you're not specific, you might not get what you're looking for.
That's why query rewriting is so crucial. It's all about taking the user's initial query and transforming it into something the AI can understand and use effectively.
So it's like having a translator who can speak both human and AI fluently. They can bridge the gap between what we're asking and what the AI needs to know.
Exactly. There are all sorts of techniques we can use here. We can use an AI model to extract keywords and entities from the user's query, creating a more focused and precise search term. We can incorporate metadata into the query, like adding date ranges or location filters. We can even remove extraneous information, like formatting requests that might distract the AI from the core meaning of the query.
So we're cleaning up the user's query and giving the AI a clear set of instructions to work with. It's like taking a messy research question and turning it into a well-organized plan.
It is. It's like giving a chef a well-written recipe. They're much more likely to create a delicious dish if they have clear instructions and all the right ingredients.
I'm loving these analogies. They really help paint a clear picture. So we've got composite embeddings, hybrid retrieval, and query rewriting all working together to ensure the AI is finding the most relevant and accurate information. It's quite a system.
It is. And once we've retrieved that information, we can use re-ranking and iterative retrieval to further refine the results.
Right, our filtering and feedback loop friends.
Exactly. Re-ranking helps us sort through the top search results and prioritize the ones that are most likely to be helpful. Iterative retrieval takes things a step further by using the initial results to refine the search query and get even better results.
It's like saying, okay, this is good, but can you give me something even more specific to what I'm looking for?
Precisely. And these techniques are crucial for reducing noise and ensuring that the AI is only getting the best, most relevant information to work with.
With all this focus on retrieving information, does that mean the generation part is less important in RAG systems?
That's a great question. The answer is a resounding no. While retrieval is crucial for providing the AI with accurate and reliable information, the generation stage is where the magic really happens. It's where we take all that raw information and turn it into something truly useful.
Okay, tell me more about this magic. What makes the generation stage so important?
Well, we've given the AI all these amazing tools to find information, but it still needs to know how to USE that information effectively. It's not just about finding the ingredients, it's about knowing how to combine them to create a delicious dish.
That's a great analogy. So how do we teach the AI to be a master chef of information?
That's where prompt engineering comes in. Prompt engineering is all about crafting the instructions we give to the AI, telling it how to use the retrieved information to generate a response that is not only accurate, but also relevant, informative, and engaging.
So it's like giving the AI a writing prompt, but instead of just a topic, we're giving it a whole set of research materials to work with.
Precisely. And we can get really creative with prompt engineering. We can tell the AI to cite its sources, quote, directly from the text, and avoid making any claims that aren't supported by the evidence. We're essentially training the AI to be a responsible researcher.
It's like we're giving the AI a set of guidelines and best practices for writing a top-notch research paper. We're making sure it's not just throwing information around randomly, but using it thoughtfully and ethically.
Exactly. And there are so many other techniques we can use. We can encourage the AI to use chain of thought reasoning, where it lays out its thought process step by step. Or we can use specific keywords or phrases to guide the AI's focus and ensure it's addressing the user's question directly. The possibilities are really endless.
This is incredibly fascinating, but I have to admit, it sounds like a lot of work to get all these different pieces working together seamlessly. It's a lot more complicated than I initially imagined.
It can be. Building a robust and reliable RAG system is definitely not a trivial task.
So what does the future hold for ag? Where do you see this technology going in the next few years? Will it get easier to build these systems?
Well, I think we're going to see our RAG systems become much more sophisticated and specialized. Instead of just general purpose information retrieval, we'll see our RAG systems tailored to specific domains like medicine, law, or finance.
So it's like having a team of expert AI researchers, each specializing in a different field.
Exactly. And these specialized RG systems will be able to handle much more complex and nuanced queries, providing truly expert-level insights.
That's incredible. So no more sifting through mountains of search results. We'll have AI assistants who can do the heavy lifting for us. Just tell them what we need and they'll find the answers.
Precisely. And I think we'll also see RG technology integrated into a wider range of applications. Imagine RG-powered search engines, chatbots, even educational tools.
It's like having an AI tutor who can not only answer your questions, but also show you the evidence and explain the reasoning behind the answer. It could revolutionize how we learn.
Exactly. The possibilities are truly endless.
This is all so exciting. But I have to ask, with AI becoming so good at finding and using information, does that mean human researchers will become obsolete? Will we all be out of a job?
That's a question a lot of people are asking, and it's an important one to consider. But I think the answer is a resounding no. While AI will undoubtedly play a larger role in research and information gathering in the future, I believe human researchers will always be essential. We bring something unique to the table that AI just can't replicate.
So what will the role of human researchers look like in this AI-powered future? If AI is doing all the searching and analyzing, what's left for us to do?
I think human researchers will shift from being primarily information gatherers to becoming information interpreters and synthesizers. AI will be able to find and process vast amounts of data, but it will be up to human researchers to make sense of that data, to identify patterns and connections, and to draw meaningful conclusions.
So it's a collaboration, not a competition.
Exactly. Human researchers will bring their creativity, critical thinking skills, and domain expertise to the table, working alongside AI to push the boundaries of knowledge.
That's a very reassuring thought. It sounds like ORAG is not about replacing human researchers, but about augmenting their abilities, giving them new tools to work with.
Precisely. It's about giving researchers superpowers, allowing them to achieve even greater insights and breakthroughs.
I love that. It's like we're entering a new era of research where humans and AI work together as a team.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Well, this has been an absolutely incredible deep dive into the world of RAG. We've learned about the core techniques, the advanced strategies, the specialized variations, and the future potential of this groundbreaking technology. But before we wrap up entirely, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder. If AI can be trained to find and use information this effectively, what does that mean for the future of learning, research, and even creativity? Is it possible the RAG could not only help us access knowledge, but also help us generate new knowledge in ways we haven't even imagined yet? Something to think about. But for now, we'll have to pause our deep dive here. Join us for the final part of this episode where we'll wrap up our exploration of R, looking ahead to what might be next for this game-changing technology. See you next time on The Deep Dive. Welcome back to The Deep Dive. We've been exploring the world of RAG and how it's changing the way AI interacts with information. It's been a wild ride so far, learning about all the complex techniques and potential applications. But as we wrap up our deep dive, I'm curious, what's next T for RAG? What are the big challenges and opportunities on the horizon?
Well, that's a great question, and it's something researchers and developers are actively working on.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenges is scaling these systems to handle even larger and more complex data sets. As we feed more and more information into these AI models, we need to make sure they can keep up and still provide accurate and relevant results.
So it's not just about building bigger AIs.
Right.
It's about building smarter AIs that can actually handle the increasing volume of information.
Exactly. It's about creating more efficient algorithms and architectures that can process and analyze massive amounts of data without sacrificing performance.
Okay, that makes sense. It sounds like there's some pretty significant technical hurdles to overcome. But what about the opportunities? What are some of the exciting possibilities that AI might unlock in the future?
Well, one area with huge EE potential is personalized learning.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized AI tutor that can adapt to their individual learning style and pace.
Whoa, that would be incredible. No more one-size-fits-all education. everyone could learn at their own pace and in a way that works best for them.
Exactly. RAG could make that a reality.
Wow.
These AI tutors could draw on vast libraries of information, tailoring their explanations and teaching methods to each student's needs.
That's amazing. What other areas might RAG revolutionize?
Another exciting possibility is scientific discovery. Imagine AI systems that can analyze massive data sets of scientific research, identifying patterns and connections that human researchers might miss.
Okay.
It could accelerate the pace of scientific breakthroughs in fields like medicine, materials science, and climate change.
It's like giving scientists a superpowered research assistant that can analyze mountains of data and point them in the right direction.
Exactly. And these RAG-powered systems could even help generate new hypotheses and research questions, guiding scientists down new and potentially fruitful avenues of inquiry.
This is truly mind-blowing stuff. It sounds like ARA has the potential to transform not just how we find information, but also how we learn, think, and create. It's a bit daunting to imagine all the possibilities, but also incredibly exciting.
I agree. It's an area with enormous potential, and it's only just beginning to be explored. It'll be fascinating to see how this technology evolves and what impact it has on our world in the years to come.
Well, this has been an incredible journey exploring the world of RAG with you. I feel like I've learned so much about this groundbreaking technology and its potential to transform our future.
It's been my pleasure. I'm always excited to show my passion for R and the incredible possibilities it holds.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of R. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and are as excited as we are about the future of AI and information. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions.